Today we're going to continue a series I began on honoring Black preaching for Black History Month. I've had really good responses from people about the first two that I did on S.M. Lockridge and Gardner C. Taylor. Today I want to talk to you about Ralph Douglas West. Dr. West is the pastor of the Church Without Walls, as it is known in Houston, Texas. The Church Without Walls, a church that began with, I think, about 32 people and now numbers more than 24,000. People are attending, I think, about 6 services on a weekend now, which is a great tribute to Dr. West's leadership as a pastor and of his church, but and certainly would speak to his preaching abilities as well, because many people will want to hear him. It's fun for me to talk about Dr. West because he is a man that I know and have met on a number of occasions. He meets lots of people, so he may not remember me, and that is okay. But I've been able to hear him preach a number of different times and have always been moved by the Spirit as I've listened to him preach. And even as I'm talking about that, I can think of one particular moment as he described how God works in a particular way that resonated with my spirit for what was happening in my life at that time. It was just a powerful moment of worship for myself. Dr. West is a jovial man. He is a very tall man. I don't know exactly how tall he is. I'm not very tall, but I have to look up a long ways when I'm talking to Dr. West. But a happy man, loving and kind, a fine pastor who leads his church with grace and dignity and kindness and thoughtfulness. I've called him Dr. West. That's an earned doctorate for him. And he recently has been named with the person that I'll talk about next week as I'll wrap up this brief series as a part of the affiliate faculty at Truett Seminary at Baylor University. And that I've heard him in connection with Truett a number of times, and he is around there frequently, but now named in this manner as an affiliate faculty, and will be aiding in the Doctor of Ministry program and their PhD in preaching program, and also I think teaches some at their Houston campus that they have as well. So very fine, gifted, able man. Wonderful fellow in my number of interactions with him that aren't many and not long, but a great sense of being around him and enjoy being with him. And one that I've actually gotten to hear a number of times. I want to encourage you to listen to him. You can find him on his own YouTube channel, Ralph Douglas West. Ralph Douglas West. You can also look up the Church Without Walls in Houston, Texas. You'll find a website for them and a place that you can learn more about that church and their ministry in the city of Houston and beyond, and the work that he is leading with that congregation, which are wonderful and powerful. And so I would encourage you to listen to him. The first two I had talked about are men who have already gone on to be with Jesus. Dr. West and the one I'll talk about next week are men who are pastoring and preaching on a regular basis, people that you can hear in person if you would so choose to do so. And I would encourage you to do so. But I commend Dr. West to you. You will be intrigued greatly by his ability to preach and open God's Word to you in a way that speaks to your heart and ministers to you. Give him a listen. You can find him on YouTube. Thank you for your time today.